starting 11 is.
Yes.
And is it horses for courses for the 2 semi-finals? Because depending on the narrative over the semi-finals, but he knows what his starting 11 is, as Marco's alluding there to. We know pretty much who his who would be number 1 on that team sheet.
Yeah.
Now it's very interesting today because he said he's had a personal conversation with Enzo Lefebvre. He said, I don't want to give anything away. His private conversation to other coaches, but I think we all know what that conversation was about at the weekend. Enzo Lefebvre playing. Where?
Out wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, given that we're going to do it with Gary tomorrow, well, let's do it briefly with you, Marco, because you've said that the team, I'm putting words in your mouth slightly, almost picks itself. What's your 11 for the playoffs then?
Well, if Sirkin's fit, I think he would be left back, and you'd put Hugh back in his position. There's probably a slight question mark about if Ballard was fit. Would it be Ballard or Mepham? We've seen him choose between those two in the past. For me, it'd have to be. I think Ballard has to play for the physical presence that he has. I've disagreed. I thought it would be Ballard and Mepham, but he's gone with. Last time that was a decision, he went with O'Nien, didn't he? So, that's one question mark. Midfield, it's Dan Neil, Bellingham, and Rigg has probably deserved his shout in the season. And that that's the other question mark, is whether Lefebvre plays as the 10 or it's Rigg. Roberts, the manager, we've heard him talk about enthuse about Roberts a lot over the season. And then up front, I think there's, that's a toss of a coin, isn't it? We've heard there's a little issue with Mayenda. I don't know which one he'll go with. It's a personal choice for the manager, and that's, there's probably a 50-50 split between the supporters, and the manager has to make that decision.
Yeah.
What man Mundell on the left?
Well, yeah, depends.
That then becomes a team without Enzo Lefebvre in it.
Yeah.
Well, does it? Because the question then is the question I think will be Lefebvre or Rigg. That would be
Rigg. Yeah.
So
which slightly flies in the face of what you've just said, Bardi, about potentially having a conversation about him playing wide.
Lefebvre's been. Well, we think Lefebvre's been asked to play wide at Oxford.
Oh, Oxford specifically. Sorry, yes.
Not for the semi-finals.
Yes, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Watson will get pulled out at Oxford, and Lefebvre will play on the left, we think, at Oxford. I think that's what he was alluding to today in that conversation he's had with Lefebvre. I mean, it makes more. I can't see he pulled him aside for a private conversation about playing number 8 or number 10.
No,
because that's where he wants him to play.
But yes, so therefore, because you didn't mention Romain Mundell, Marco, but I assume you would have him.
Well, if he's going to play Lefebvre in the middle, I mean, sorry, Nick, I probably lost the track there. I thought you were talking about. In the remaining games, you were talking about that, but look, I don't understand. He should. For me, if he's going to play him in his position where you want to play him on Saturday. But look, is it still going to be a team that's 60-70% of the players were regular starters in the last 3 or 4 games? And I think that's the issue for the manager. At what stage does he get closer to that first 11 that we're trying to pick?
Well, I think this weekend is what he's saying.
Yeah. But it's so in that case, play Lefebvre where you're going to play him, so we get used to those.
I think the reason he's not playing Lefebvre where he wants to play him is because he wants Rigg in the team at the weekend.
I mean, look, they're trying to. I don't want to say reinvent the wheel, but they're trying to have the cake and eat it, aren't they? Is what they're trying to do. They're trying to get everybody in the right condition, but it's difficult to do in a league season over 46 games, and you've got to put a team out that competes. And there is this question mark about, I don't know, pride, morale, whatever you want to call it, Nick. That do we want to go into these playoffs losing every game? Losing our last 5 or 6 games. It's not a good scenario. No matter how fresh everybody is, or how you think you've managed the situation, that's not a great scenario. And I think we've got, it is a bit of a. I see that as a bit of an issue. I don't know what you think.